everyone. Today we got to play Chronicles of Avel. So you are going to go on an adventure and save your town, but from monsters. But before we do that, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell because board games are amazing, and that's what we do here at Legends of Nirvana.
Monsters won't eat you if you're a subscriber.
They won't eat you. Nope. Nope. So I recommend hitting that button. All right. Randy, so you just bought this at the local gaming store.
Yeah, I saw some things online about basically the good gateway games for children to move into the more, adult like games. Like in this case, it's the Dungeon Delve type games. And they said this was a good stepping stone game, and it was 8 and up. So I thought it was a good age range for Szara to start moving into something that's a little more like a more advanced game.
Well, so tell us more about this one.
Sure, this is a 2021 release. It has a board game rating of 8.0, board game rank of 2185. It is a 1 to 4 player game. The average length is 60 to 90 minutes. Age is 8 and up, as we mentioned. I know I'm not going to get these names right. Designed by Przymek Wojciechowski. Art is by Bartłomiej Kordowski and is published by Rebel Studio. MSRP of this is only $40, and Card House and Venture Market both have it listed for $32. There are 3 expansions for it. Adventurer's Toolkit, which came out in 2021. That's only looks like a small expansion. It's $5.99 MSRP, but it's out of stock at both Card House and Miniature Market.
Bummer.
Heroes Treasures, also a 2021 release. I can even find it anywhere. And New Adventures, also, this one was a 2022 release, but also can't find it anywhere. Oh. So I don't know if they just haven't got over to the U.S. or, what.
Maybe there'll be a Gen Con?
Maybe.
Or something?
I think Rebel is there, so.
Well, you may have to go Okay, so let's talk about this game. Let's talk about quality components. You've got inlay boards. Mm-hmm. You've got your little characters that you get to make.
Yeah, you get a pad of paper that you can color them and name them.
Yeah, so I totally did that. I will be using this forevermore. Like, this is being saved, so we can use this every time. I made my little thing. This may have been one of my favorite parts, is I got to color. We had a blast doing it. So
I got to play as Sir Daddy the Awesome. So
yeah, Sir Daddy the Awesome. Jacqueline Swanson is who I'm doing. So anyway, we had fun making up names and doing that. But so we did. We got the inlay board. So basically, the inlay part comes out, so you're able to put your character sheet in. Then you put that inlay over it. That way you can put your hearts into play. As well as in the game, you get to earn stuff, and they actually fit in to your character. So it looks like your character, actually has equipment. So I think that's really awesome. Plus your hearts, fit in that inlay board. And your backpack is your storage location. Basically, if you can't fit it in your backpack, you can't carry it. So I kind of like that realism.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool idea.
I think that's a good way to teach kids that, you have a limited storage in a spatial way. And so that was a really cool, I'm not sure if it's quality components, kind of both, but it really works out really well. And they are wooden tokens, but they are bigger in size, which I can appreciate, especially for the littler kids. But still, even for me, I appreciate something I can actually hold. And then you have specialty dice, so that's pretty cool. Then you have your little things. There's a lot of cool things. I actually think they did really amazing with the quality of components.
Especially for the price point. I mean, $40 is not bad at all for an MSRP.
No.
And you get a custom bag for the felt bag, but it's got a printing on it.
And then your monsters, all the different monsters that you have.
The boss is it's a standee, but it's 3D, and he's carrying an axe and sticks out. I thought that was pretty cool. And you get a little dial for his health meter.
Honestly, for $40, this is fantastic.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. And the box has a custom storage that looks like a chest in it. That you have to assemble it slightly, but it's just one piece. But it looks pretty cool in the box.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think this deserves pretty high. When you consider in the price point, I'm thinking 9.5. I mean, this is really spot on.
Yeah,
for a kids game.
I'll probably give it 8.5. I think it's really good quality stuff, but it's cardboard. It's
still cardboard, but at the price point, it looks freaking amazing.
Yes.
I think they did a really good job. 8.5, 9. That's where it should be. What are you thinking, Sissy? What do you like about the components?
I really like it. I give it maybe 8.
An 8? Okay.
Yep. What was your favorite?
8.2.
What was your 8.2? Okay. What was your favorite part?
Favorite pieces? Definitely
the pictures. You
Yeah.
like the coloring and creating your own picture.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was just there.
Yeah,
honestly.
I think like half the game was spent just you guys drawing your pictures.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, no judgment. It was fun.
I know. I went with my simple is better with my crest being the smiley face. So.
All right, so now let's talk about the theme. I mean, you get to create your little character, and for an 8-year-old being able to color their character, I think that's actually really great because it really puts them into the theme. I think, like I said, having that storage backpack, I think is phenomenal. You do got your health, you kind of see it. In a kid's theme monster delve, I love it. I think it's absolutely cute. I loved the artwork. I think it was gorgeous. It was family friendly. This was spot on for theme as far as the dungeon delve goes. You're protecting your town. I loved it.
Yeah.
I absolutely
And
loved it.
there's no killing. I mean, if you lose your lives, you're stunned and you just respawn back at the main base. So kids don't get sad because the work that they created, eliminated.
No. Well, exactly. And honestly, you could use that as a strategy. Not saying I've done that. Yeah. So, it takes, it takes a while to heal up. So you're just like, well, I lose a piece of armor. So no, I thought theme-wise, I think it was spot on. I loved the art. What do you guys think? Sissy, what do you think about the theme?
I think it's a little cute kids game for a theme. It's step by step. This is not the hardest game I've ever played. It's a kiddish game. But I think this is a really good,
Did you have a lot of fun pretending to go in?
Yeah.
Defending your town?
Yes. The theme, I would rate it 9.10.
9.10.
Wow.
All right, babe. What do you think?
I think it's a fun. I mean, it's a generic dungeon delve, obviously, but
it's fantasy based.
It's fantasy and it's fun for the kids,
and the artwork is pretty amazing.
It's definitely age appropriate for 8 and up. I think it's a really good entry to that, and you wouldn't want it to be any darker for
no, absolutely not.
So I think it's fun, and it reminds me of like Drawn to Life on the video game where you create your character and then you animate them and you move on. With this one, there's no animation. It's just a character, but you're still putting yourself into it, and I think that was the most intriguing part of this game. The battling was kind of simplistic, everything about it was, but it's a good entry level dungeon delve. Yeah. So from that perspective, I'm probably going to give this an 8. I think it's a good, solid game as far as theme.
I think they were spot on. When you take into consideration a kid's theme, the artwork is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, Randy wasn't paying attention to these amazing mushrooms that they drew or this amazing fort. Like the
art is pretty. I'll give it an 8.5 because the art is really good.
Yeah. So I really, the art, even you look at the monsters are super cool. The artistry for the work was really spot on. I'm actually going to give this a 9. I think this was, if you're looking for a kid's fantasy, they did it right.
Yeah.
And the theme as far as having your backpack, controlling your goods, making your character, all of that breeds theme. And I think for a child's game, they did phenomenal. So for that one, absolutely a 9 on.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the rule book. It actually took you a minute to read the rules. I was surprised by that.
The rule book is pretty thick. It's actually a 20-page rule book, and it's got nice cover.
It's really pretty, though.
Yeah,
and again, it speaks to the theme. They did an excellent job bringing to life this.
They go and show you all the components and how they all work, and the layout, which actually there's multiple layouts on. They have another sheet that has, they have another book that has kind of the history, the story.
Oh, yeah.
And then talks about the different creatures in it. And then there's if you're having trouble naming your character, they have a neat little system where you can roll the dice, and it's 2-sided, and you roll the dice on it, and whatever you get, whatever it lands on here, and what the die face is, will let you determine your name.
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty cool. And then the player aid actually has different scenarios you can do that give you more complex or less complex layouts. So there's a lot going on there. The player aid has got all the key things you need on it on the cheat sheet. But and once you get playing, you don't really even need to reference it that much. The only thing it's missing on it is some of the iconography, and that's the one thing I didn't like about it. It's kind of in the middle of the book, so it's on page 11 if you want to see what the one-time use effects on equipment are. You have to look inside the book. But apart from that, I think it's a really well laid out book, and I think it does its job effectively, showing you how all the other things work. They got little cartoonish characters, kind of storytelling and helping you understand the rules as you go through. So I think it's really done well. I'm going to probably give it an 8 as well. It probably would have given it a 9 if it hadn't been the fact that they left the iconography off the cheat sheet.
Okay, cool. All right, so now let's talk about the actual gameplay. So the gameplay is that you have 2 actions per turn that you have, okay? So you obviously have so many rounds. You start at the beginning, and there you go. Okay, so what ends up happening is during your turn, you got a couple of options for you. So in this particular case, I've decided that I'm going to move and explore. So I was actually silver. I lied.
Normally, there's spawning grounds for creatures, and they would already be spawned at the beginning of the game.
So I can go exploring. So 1, 2. So I'm going to flip this over. If I can pick it up. All right. Oh, look, there's another spawning location. Now, I use 2 actions to move, so I don't really have anything else I can do. Now, Randy, on the other hand, is actually, he wants to fight some monsters.
Of course I do.
So he's going to move 1, and then he's going to decide which monster he's going to attack, because the one he's wanted to do. Now, he's going to look at the rewards. Now, this particular monster gives you 4 coins, okay? It has a health of 2, and it only rolls 2 dice to attack, a black and a purple. Now, the black is harder, but only 2 dice. Now, this one actually gives you some loot and a coin, but it rolls 3 dice and it has still 2 health. So Randy wants a loot, though, because it's at the beginning of the game. Well, it's the beginning of the game and you don't have anything.
I do, but... Oh, look, I just lost that. I could really... Oh, I got an extra shield. Well, I lost that too.
Okay. All right, so he's going to come on the... So he's going to come, and Randy is going to roll his dice. Now, he starts out the game with 2 green dice. Now, of course, because at some point he miraculously got a weapon with a bonus, an upgraded weapon, okay, he's going to roll 3 dice. So, all right, so he's going to roll it dice. Now, me, on the other hand, I'm going to roll for him because I'm next to him. And I'm going to be rolling 2 purple and a black, okay? So we're going to roll. All right, now I got 3 damage to him. Now, he may end up rolling a shield, which he did. He rolled 1 shield, so it's going to block 1 of those damages. Now, he took 2 damage.
I did get 1 sword, and since it's getting no defense, it got 1 damage.
So we're going to do that. So he's going to take...
I lose 2 health.
Yep, I rolled
I'm down to 1. Now, I could bow out because of that, but, no risk, no reward, so we're going to go for it.
Yeah, Sir Daddy the Awesome over here. All right, so then I'm going to roll again. Now, this is done 2 damage.
I did 2 damage as well.
But you do have a reroll for a purple, okay? So that is
and
actually...
a purple and a black, actually.
Yeah, so you're going to reroll those. Okay, so but he's going to spend that 1 time during the... So each equipment you can use 1 time during the combat session. All right, so he's going to have me reroll that. Oh, look, he did 1 defense.
That was not good.
No, but it's fine because now you only lose 1 health. And
I'm going to die either way, and now I didn't kill it because it blocked it.
Well, that's so sad. Now, Randy ends up dying. I'm sorry, Randy.
Well, I got stunned. You don't die.
Oh, that's right.
So
but he does end up destroying the monster.
No, I didn't because you got blocked it on that
Blocked
roll.
1, but you rolled 2 damage.
Right, but it's 3. Oh, it's only 2 to kill it. No, I still killed it. I killed it before I got... Well, I stunned it before I got stunned. There's no killing in this game because it's for children.
But because, guess what? He stunned it and he got stunned and he didn't actually get anything out of the reward. But he did, now, because he died...
I lose all my treasure, my gold that I've accumulated, and 1 item, so I'm going to lose this helmet.
Okay, now what happens if... Okay, so now it's Sarah's turn. Sarah is actually going to go and she's going to go after this particular monster. Now, with her equipment, she just gets the 2 green dice. She's going to roll that, and we're going to roll this. Okay. 1 attack and 1 shield. Now, this is going to be our second roll. Roll again, baby. All right.
I have up to 3 rolls that you can do.
Okay, now, she did 2 attack. I have no blocking power, and I get 1 attack. So she loses a health, and this one dies. Now, she's very fortunate. She actually gets the rewards because she didn't die in the process, unlike Randy. So we need another coin, babe. So she's going to take those 4 coins and put them in her book bag. Now, the key thing is to make sure she always has room in her book bags for her reward. Because once it fills up, it's gone. Now, I mentioned that early on in the game. So, or she may have to choose which thing she keeps in there. So she, yeah, so that's done. All right. Now it is back to me. I went exploring. There's that. But you know what?
No, if it's back to you, before that happens, we
you're right.
the timer 1 round.
And now
creatures are going to respawn.
Oh, so sad. Okay, so any empty spot is going to be refilled. Okay, and you start the round over again. Now, I have money. Now, this one, I could spend 3 money and go and buy me a bag, or I can decide to sell one of my goods to do it. Now, when you get a bag, hand me the bag, please. All right, so you have 5 seconds to not look in the bag, but feel inside the bag to grab something because they're all different shapes. So I may be looking for a weapon, so maybe I want something small and thin. Oh, nope, I got a potion instead, okay? But you have 5 seconds to do that, and then you put that in your book bag, and hopefully you have room for
I
it.
think it'll be a backpack, not a book bag.
Well...
Same thing.
Yes, it is a magic box.
It's the Adventurers Elementary School.
Yeah, okay. So, anyway, and so that is kind of the thing. You keep exploring. Now, there's a couple of things that you can also find. There is a place to build walls for your town. That way, when a person or a monster gets to it, it will destroy the wall and not enter the town. There is also trap building, so you can build traps that will cause damage.
Only to the boss.
And there's also one that allows to block spawn points. Okay, so there's a couple things that you can do to actually alter the map to help benefit your town if people are willing to spend the gold on it, unlike our last game. All right, so there was also something interesting, the portals. So if you have 2 tiles with portals, you can transfer in between the 2, and only using one.
Shortcuts.
They're shortcuts and only using 1 travel space, so that is pretty darn helpful. But yeah, that's essentially the game. So every time you do the round, you do the thing. Sometimes it is gaining a health, sometimes it's spawning monsters. So it might behoove you to defeat a monster, but there's only 3 places there. You can only there's 3 spots.
3 spots to block a portal.
But, that might be helpful right there around your village, so you don't have to worry about them getting to your village sooner. Now, once you take all these rounds occurring, then the bad guys spawn. So every tile that needs to be flipped over at that point, okay, if there's creatures on those tiles, they will spawn. Now, the previous round it spawned, so like these, the ones that are exposed, if those are missing, you do not respawn those because in the previous round they did, so if you must have defeated them this last round. Okay, so there is an advantage to exploring the tiles and taking care of those.
You'll have less monsters at the end to have to deal with.
Right, and those monsters are headed to your village as soon as the big baddie spawns, and they're headed to your village. If they make their way into your village, you guys lose the game, so it is a co-op game. And I actually had a lot of fun. It helped me and Sissy attacking and helping each other and treating. That's the other thing. If you are in the same place another adventurer is, you can trade goods or give goods or something like that. So
you can trade.
Yeah, you can trade.
Remember we gave each other stuff?
But I didn't know you could trade.
Yeah, you can give and receive.
Yeah.
Here's your coin.
Aw, thank you. We're not in the same space.
Who cares?
Okay.
You have to be in the same space.
I know. We moved. Okay.
Yeah.
So just kind of keep that in mind. So there is a way maybe, hey, why don't you go and I'm better at attacking. You come pick up my goods and you go buy the stuff and spend your actions there. That's not a bad thing that maybe we should have looked at doing. But yeah, no, overall, I thought it was fun. It was a cute little game. We almost lost.
Yeah.
Because we don't know how to work together.
Well, I think some of us did. There's a few of us that didn't know how to work together so well.
Randy, do we want to talk about the last co-op game we just played? We played Viticulture, guys, the co-op version.
Did we win or did we not win?
We won, but there was one person who was significantly ahead of everybody else.
Hey, you play co-op the way you play co-op. I'll play it my way.
Which is Making sure that he has the most points out of everybody, regardless or not that we may end up losing. Okay, so we're gonna play that again before we review it, guys. But anyway, so overall, I had fun. I liked it. For a kids dungeon delve, I thought it was super cute and fun. I will probably give this an 8 with the hashtag of this is a kids game, but it is a fun kids game, and I actually really enjoyed doing it. What would you give a score? You're an actual kid. What's the score for this bad boy?
Me.
Yes, you.
8.
8?
Point.
3.
Point. 2.
You can't have 2 decimals.
You can't have 2 decimals. But it is. But you really enjoyed it, I said.
I did.
Okay.
It's an 8.5.
What was your favorite part? Your favorite part of the game?
Favorite part. It's a co-op.
You like helping each other?
Okay.
I'm good at it.
You are.
You are a good co-op person. I like being on your team.
You're definitely a good helper.
Yep. I love being on Sarah's team. All right, Daddy. What are you thinking?
I think, for a kid's game, this is it lived up to exactly what I'd heard. It's a good step up towards getting into a more advanced exploration and dungeon delve type game, and it teaches you all the basic fundamentals of that.
Well, the reality is we almost lost. We had 3 adults and 1 child, and it was challenging, and I appreciated that as an adult.
And we played it at level 2 out of 3, so it could be harder. So you still have some room for growth.
Yeah, so I appreciated this for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I actually enjoyed it, which with some kids' game, that's hard to say, but I enjoyed this, and it was challenging, so spot on.
Yeah.
What was your score?
I'm probably going to go ahead and give it an 8 as well. I think it's for what it is. It's a kid's game. It's not something that if I'm with adults, I'm going to say, hey, let's get out and play. But if I've got children and, want to play, this is a great game to play with
I don't think
children.
she's going to have to twist her arm too much to get this one out versus some of the other ones that we were like,
this
really?
This isn't Candyland. This is not, this is
I don't really even like Candyland. This is pretty much better than Candyland.
And that's what these kind of games are good for, is making your children, or not making them, but getting your children to see the next levels of games that are out there.
Well,
if they want to do that.
Well, and it helps build a couple of things, right? Co-oping, learning to listen, and working as a team, and that's good. But also understanding capacity and things like that. So there's a lot of good things here that I can appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, we actually had a lot of fun playing as a family. So, hey, if you've got some little ones, definitely check this one out. See if it's your cup of tea. We'll catch you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.